There is a man alive on this earth right now. He does not know yet what he will become. He lives a normal life, unaware of the destiny that Allah has written for him. He has not been crowned. He has not been declared. He has not raised an army. He is simply living, breathing, walking among people, carrying a name that will one day shake the entire world. His name is Muhammad. His father's name is Abdullah, and he is from the family of the Prophet, peace be upon him, from the line of Al-Hassan ibn Ali. He is the Imam Mahdi, and the story of how he is found, how he rises, and what he does will leave you speechless. Let us begin with what the Prophet, peace be upon him, actually told us, because there is so much confusion about this topic. So many myths, so many fabricated stories, so many people claiming things that have no basis. Today, we go only to what is authentic, only to what the Prophet, peace be upon him, actually said, and what he said is extraordinary enough on its own. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "The Mahdi is from my family, from the descendants of Fatima." This is narrated by Abu Dawood. He also said, "His name matches my name, and his father's name matches my father's name," meaning his name is Muhammad, and his father's name is Abdullah. He will fill the earth with justice and equity, just as it had been filled with injustice and oppression. Notice that last line. Just as it had been filled with injustice and oppression. This means the Mahdi does not appear during a time of peace. He does not emerge when things are going well. He comes at the darkest moment, when the Ummah is crushed, when injustice is everywhere, when the believers feel they have nowhere left to turn. And it is precisely in that darkness that Allah brings forth this man. Now here's the part that most people do not know. The Mahdi does not want the position. He does not campaign for it. He does not build a movement and declare himself to the world. In fact, he is hiding. The Prophet, peace be upon him, told us that the Mahdi will be given the pledge of allegiance between the Rukn and the Maqam, between the corner of the Kaaba and the station of Ibrahim, and it will happen against his will. Think about what that means. In one of the most sacred spots on the face of the earth, a group of sincere believers will find this man, and they will refuse to let him leave without pledging to follow him. He will resist. He will try to pull away. He does not want the burden, he does not want the power, he does not want the title, but the believers insist, and Allah has decreed it, so he accepts. And from that moment, everything changes. The Prophet, peace be upon him, told us more about how this happens. He said that a great fitna will break out, a massive civil war, a splitting of the Ummah into factions, chaos spreading across the Muslim world. People will not know who to follow, leaders will betray them. Truth will be buried under layers of confusion. And it is during this chaos that a group of people from the east, carrying black banners, will march forward. These people, according to narrations, are connected to the emergence of Mahdi. They come with a purpose. Now I want to be careful here because this area has many weak and fabricated narrations mixed in. What we can say with confidence from authentic hadith is this: there will be a great conflict, a time of extreme tribulation, and the Mahdi will emerge as the unifying figure that Allah sends to bring the believers together under one banner of truth. When Mahdi establishes his authority, the narrations describe something remarkable. Wealth will flow like water. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said that a man will come to Mahdi asking for money, and Mahdi will tell him to take as much as he can carry. The earth will give up its hidden treasures. Blessings will return to the earth in a way the Ummah has not experienced in centuries. People will feel that they are finally living in a time that resembles the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him himself. But Mahdi does not come to live in luxury. He comes to fight. He comes to lead. And the greatest test of his leadership comes when the Dajjal emerges. The Dajjal comes out during the time of Mahdi, and it is Mahdi who is leading the army of the believers at that moment. The Prophet, peace be upon him, told us that when Isa ibn Maryam descends, he will find Mahdi leading the Muslims in prayer. Isa will step back and tell Mahdi to lead. Mahdi will lead the prayer, and then Isa and the believers together will face the Dajjal. Understand what this means. Mahdi is the commander. He is the one holding the Ummah together in the most terrifying time in human history. While Dajjal is performing miracles that confuse the minds of millions, while fitnas are erupting on every side, while armies are marching and chaos is everywhere, there is one man standing firm. Not because he is superhuman, not because he has been given powers beyond others, but because Allah chose him, because his character is clean, because his connection to the Prophet, peace be upon him, runs through blood and through faith both. And now I want to share with you something deeply personal about this entire topic. Because the question every sincere Muslim asks is, how do I know the real Mahdi from the false claimants? And this is so important. Because throughout history, there have been dozens of people who claim to be the Mahdi. They gathered followers, they caused bloodshed, they led people astray, and they all ended in disaster. The real Imam Mahdi will never need to announce himself loudly. He will not come with a marketing campaign. He will not build social media followers. He will not have books written about him before he appears. The believers will recognize him because of who he is, not because of what he says about himself. The pledge will happen at the Kaaba in Makkah, at the Rukn and the Maqam, and the scholars of that time, if they are sincere, will be able to verify the signs. Until then, our job is not to go searching for him. Our job is not to declare anyone Mahdi. Our job is to prepare ourselves so that if we are alive in that time, or our children are alive in that time, they have enough iman to recognize truth from falsehood. And that begins today. The Prophet, peace be upon him, told us that the best protection from fitna, including the greatest fitna of Dajjal, is strong iman, knowledge of the Quran and Sunnah, and staying away from the people of deception. If you build that now, you or your children will be among those standing behind Imam Mahdi. If you neglect it, no one can guarantee where you will be standing in that hour. There is one more thing I want to leave you with. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Mahdi is from us, the people of the household. Allah will rectify his affairs in a single night. A single night. Whatever struggles Mahdi has before that moment, whatever doubts or fears he carries as a human being, Allah will resolve it in one night. Allah will prepare him, settle him, make him ready, and then he will step forward and do what he was created to do. If Allah can prepare a man for his greatest destiny in a single night, what does that tell you about Allah's power over your own situation? Whatever you are going through right now, whatever feels impossible, whatever feels too far gone, Allah can turn it around in a single night. That is not just a fact about Mahdi. That is a promise about the one who controls all affairs. Make dua for the ummah. Make dua for the appearance of Imam Mahdi. Make dua that when that day comes, your heart is on the right side. And until that day comes, do not waste a single one of the nights you have been given. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.